Hello there. Hi, I'm Dave, cubes_art, and I had a few minutes of free time, and I thought I would talk about this weave pattern that I posted today. Hola, Sandro. Um, so I cleaned up my 9x9 standard, and I'm gonna put the pattern from this morning that I posted on this cube in real time so that you all can see just like the process for how I made it. So that's what I'm going to be going through today, and I'll talk you through it and everything. So I've been posting these walkthroughs lately where I show the algs but don't actually like explain them or talk about them or anything, and I'll be actually talking about them today. So yeah, so let's do this. So I'm going to set it up on my tripod and everything so you can see my cubing. Okay. Okay. Hey, thank you. Thank you. And the album that I'm listening to is Italian Ice by Nicole Atkins. And she's really good, and I totally recommend that you check her out. So yeah. Okay. So I need to pull up the picture of what the pattern that I'm going to do. And I'll show it to you real quick. It's the one from this morning. Hey, Ricardo. So, oh, that's a nice one. Good pattern cubics art. So, it's the post from this morning. So if you see, it's a 4-thread braid. And it starts with a cube and a cube, two cubes and a cube on the red, white, and blue half. And then a 6-colored 2 more threads through the cube and a cube threads. So that's the pattern that I'll be making right now, and I'm going to keep it up here on my computer so that I can actually remember what I did. So here we go. Let's see it. All right. So I started out by making the cube and a cube on the red, white, and blue half, and the way I do that is just with a pretty traditional algorithm by now for me. It's just a 3-color infinity alg, and I start with the edge perm. So I just did this is my setup move for the edge perms. I'm doing 2 edge pieces here, here, and here. I start that with U squared and then R prime, and then I bring an equator across, lift the front, do a half turn on U, and then take it back. Bring the equator across, lift, half turn, bring it back. And then undo the setup move. And so that perms those 2 edge pieces around these 3 edges. All right, so that's just how I started this out. And let me just double check that, yeah, it matches the picture from my post this morning. So then I just connect these with an infinity alg for 3 sides. All right, so there's the outside ring, and then I'll just connect the inside one as well. So what I'm doing here with the infinity alg, I'm doing 4 pieces at a time right here. And the reason I'm only doing those 4 is because you can't permute just 3 faces with 2 pieces from the same diagonal. And by that, I mean, I can show you. Let's see. Let's see. Excuse me. Woo. Okay. Sorry, it's a bit dusty here in my office. So So in this case, like these two pieces are on the same diagonal, and so are these two. And so you can't do a three-face infinity alg by grabbing two of those pieces at the same time. So you can only do one, and that's why I left this one white. And now I'll just... Oh, sorry. Okay. A few more sneezes in me. Okay. So now I'll grab the blue one. I'll turn this corner here blue on my next alg. And I can't do this one because those are both the same on the same diagonal. Let's see there. All right, so now I've got these two, and then I'll just finish up with these three. So I bring all three rows across, and then bring down that column. Oh, give it a half turn. See, I don't want to do this one because this column is about to go back up, and these three rows came over, and I don't want to undo that with the column. So instead, I turn them to make sure that this doesn't line up with this one. Now get it out of the way, and then correct the rows, and now correct the column. Okay, and there we are. So that's just the two ring cube and a cube rings that I started this this thread pattern with. So just for folks who are just showing up, this is the pattern that I'm going to end up making. So far I have just the cube and a cube part of it. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna blow my nose real quickly. I apologize, but those sneezes knocked a little bit of snot loose. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so the next move here is to bring some 6-color threads across so that they'll intersect with these cube and a cube. So that's going to be these orange, yellow, green threads that are coming over here onto the red, white, blue half. So I'm going to bring the pieces over that are in between here, and then I'll fix some. I'll fix the ones that cross over with the threads that are already there. So I'll just do the ones that don't overlap with the threads that already exist. And I usually do that by bringing one color at a time onto this face, and then I'll fix those the thread colors later. So what I'm going to end up wanting is one thread, and let me get a pencil to help mark this. So it's going to come up through here and then cut straight across, and then the other one's going to come all the way to the top row and then cut across. So where there's not already a thread, I'll 6-color that, and I'll just put yellow on the blue face right now. And actually the way that I think about this is by putting blue down here on the yellow face. And so it's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, those 3 pieces of this first column right here. So 1, 2, and 3. And so I'll just move those 3, turn those yellow. Okay. So now I've got the start of a yellow stripe, and now it's going to cut across this way. All right, so let's see, I'll bring down 1, 2, those 3, and then this row right here. And now I'm going to replace that row with yellow. So now those 4 rows have yellow, and I'll bring those up, and I'll fix that. All right, and that's the start. We've got a thread that's going over like that. And now it's going to need to weave, so I need to change either this or that yellow, but I'll do that here in a minute, okay? I won't do that yet. And then I want another thread that's going to go all the way across and then up this way. So it's going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, or 4 yellows there. Let's see. I think I can do that. Yeah. So I'm going to need these 2, that one, and that one. So that'll be these 2, that one, and that one. All right. There you go. So there's some yellow thread there. And now finally I'll turn these two yellow. So I'm going to bring those 2 rows down. And so those 2 blue pieces are going to end up here, and then I'm going to replace it with these 2 blue, yellow pieces here. So I bring that down, turn those into it, and lift up, and now turn back. And so now these 2 pieces are yellow, and so I can just lift them away. And now I've fixed this stuff right here. So you turn, drop, turn, and push it back. And there you go. So now you've got those yellow threads started right there. Yeah? Okay. And now, let's see, I'll go ahead and 6 color all of these stripes for all of these threads for the other 2 faces as well. And then I'll permute within those threads to get the layers to look, to get the ribbons to look like they're 2 different colors. So right now, I've got those stripes are all yellow, and I'm going to end up turning them green and blue later. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did with these 2 faces, only now I'll do it with green and red, and then I'll do it with orange and white, and later I'll permute the 6 colors around. Okay. So I want to make this shape here, but in red. All right, and now those. There. And now I want to do this one. And then finally, those 2 dots up there. Okay, so that was a little quicker this time. But I did the same thing that I did before, and now we've got the same shape on these 2 faces. And we've got our threads started on both of those faces. So this is the 6 coloring part. And this is my general 6 coloring strategy. It's like, just go ahead and just send a whole chunk of the same color onto the same color side, and do that 3 different times. And then once you get them over here, then you can permute them around, and you have that same symmetry as you have anytime you do a 3-sided infinity algorithm. Hey Brody, what do you mean by pre-record? So this is live right now. I don't know if you're asking if I recorded this already. Okay. So there, I put the thread there, and now I'll put this one in. All right, there we go. So now I've 6 colored. Oh, hi, Brody. No, it's good. You're all good. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hey, Joshua made it. All right, so there's the 6 coloring of those threads around there. And now if you compare that to the pattern that I ended up making. So I didn't have this in like drawn out in my head or anything. I was just kind of following my nose when I did this. And I actually think I started with the edges and then did the threads. But, you know, I figured it's more straightforward to do the pixels first and then finish up with the edges later. But yeah, so now if you compare that to the threads that are in the final pattern, none of them match, right? These should be yellow and green here, and then these should be orange and green, and those should be yellow and orange. So what I need to do is a 3-side infinity algorithm to perm those three thread colors around this cube. So this half of the cube. So let's see. I want this one to be orange right here, and it goes under a green one right here. So that's going to be orange right there. All right, so here's my setup. Now I bring that down. Like that. All right, so this is going to be the orange thread, and it's going to go under green here. So I only need 1, 2, 3 orange pixels there. Okay. And then this thread is going to be right here. This is going to be green. So I need to bring this one across over here. All right. And then these 4 pixels all need to come across. Hey, I think Reed made it. I see that Krista Strand joined. And that's my friend Steve and Krista and Reed. So hey to y'all. All right. So there's we're getting a little bit closer to those threads, to that thread coloring that I posted this morning. So there you go. All right. And now, so the next trick that we need to do, I don't know if you can tell, but hey y'all. So right here, this is still a white pixel right here. And in this picture, it's yellow. And so it gives this effect like the threads are going over and under, which makes it look braided or woven. And so what that in that pattern there, this one is under, so the yellow is going to go under this blue thread, and then it needs to go over that white thread. And then it'll go under this orange and then over the white thread here. So I need to color both of these pixels right here yellow. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. Okay. So I need this guy. I want to bring this white one down here, and I'll replace it with another yellow one that's over here. So I bring it down. All right. And now here's the infinity algorithm in action. So you bring this row down, turn this pixel into it and lift it back up, and that allows you to replace that pixel. Now you turn it back, and this is lined up with the original meridian line that you shifted down. And so now you just push it right back up, and now that pixel is yellow. But this part is still messed up, so you need to undo that. So you twist back, drop, turn, and lift, and that's fixed. And this is fixed back, so that's good. And now this is white, and that's yellow. So you brought the white one here. You actually put the yellow one that was here over here, and this yellow one is now up there. And so now I want to do that to this pixel as well. So I'm going to bring it down. And then I'll lift this column like out of the way, turn that pixel into it, and push it back in. Now this is yellow. That's what I'm going for. So I lift that out. And now fix the rest of them. Brody asks if I have a YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't post there as often as I should. So I actually had someone this week asking if I could just put some of these videos on there, and I'm considering doing that. I need to figure out how to do that. All right. So now there's this weave pattern, this braid pattern. It goes under blue, over white, under orange, over white, under blue again. And so that's the goal here, to get this braid pattern going, is to really try to get that weave going. And now this orange one needs to go, it goes under white, and it needs to go over blue right here. So I need that to be orange. But see, orange is all the way over here on the opposite side. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Let's see. All right. I'll bring that all the way around. And now I want to turn this one orange. So I lift this one out of the way, turn this in and lift it back up. And now that pixel's orange. So that's good. So I turn it back, and this was a half twist to get it over here. So I half twisted that all the way back around here. So that's the goal. And now I need to clean this up. So turn, drop, turn, and lift. And now that fixed that side, and that's as desired. So we go over, under, and we want to go over here. So this needs to be orange as well. Okay. So I'll bring that halfway around. So that's the pixel I want to be orange. So I'm going to lift this out of the way and turn this pixel into that column there. Lift it up, and so now it's orange. That's good. Half twist it back, turn, drop, turn, lift. Okay, so this is going to need to be cleaned up, but for the time being, that is how I want it to look in the long run. Thanks. All right, so now I just need to do that on the other two faces again. So there is a bit of a process involved in doing this, but you know, once you get the hang of it, it gets a little bit easier each time. All right, so I want to do the same thing over here. So this needs to be green and that needs to be green. So I'll do those first, and this is going to be less of a slow walk. I'll go a little bit faster on these. And just show you that, okay, I turned that pixel green, and now the blue one's down here. And now I want to turn this one green as well. Okay, so now those are both green. And now I want to turn these two pixels yellow. Hi, Thomas. Okay, so that red one's going to be yellow. Right there, and this red one's going to be yellow. Okay, so there we go, and now I'm going to do that one more time on this face. So I want to orange there. That's this guy, and I want to orange one right there. Okay, and then I want these two to be green. So I'll get a half twist. And then I want, I think, yeah, this one to be green. So that's a no-look infinity algorithm from opposite sides of the cube. So that's an advanced technique right there. Okay, all right, so there we go. There's the whole weave. Except for the edges. So that's finished in terms of the over-under thread weave on that half of the cube. Okay? And so now it's about cleaning up this stuff and getting the edge pieces all in the right place. The edge pieces were kind of tough on this one. I don't really know how to describe how I figured out how to do these edges. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of doing this so it doesn't, like if I go, yeah, I'm just trying to like speed this along, honestly. Is that Krista or Steve typing? Okay, yeah. So here come the edges. So this is actually a pretty tricky edge swap that I ended up having to do. Yes, there's plenty of cool 3x3 art. So what ended up happening was I figured out that if you bring these two edges all the way across, halfway around the cube to here, and then lift and do a half turn. Oh, no, let's see, hold on. You don't lift and do a half. You lift up this way and do a quarter turn into it and drop. Then that lets you perm those two, these two, and these two edges. And now we're not completely out of the woods, but that helped to 6 color for 2 of these edges. And then if we do that again with these guys and this one, it'll help us 6 color those 3 edges. So I'll do a half turn on both those edges, lift, and bring these 2 pieces into that place, and then do a half turn again, and then put that edge back. Okay, so these 2 are white and these 2 are blue, so those are not yet 6 colored. By 6 colored, I just mean, hey Steve. By 6 colored, I just mean that, so this half of the cube has a red, white, and blue background, and the threads on those edges and those edges are from the orange, yellow, green side. And so I call those 6 color edges, and then these 2 are from the red, white, and blue side, so I call those, I call these 2 3 color edges because they're from these 3 colors. That's all. JC and I kind of have a little slang phrasing for each of those types of edge colorings. All right, so what I'm doing now, this is the Philippe algorithm. So what I did was I brought those 2 edges over here, flipped it upside down, and then sent the 2 that were here back here. So now these 2 edge pieces are 6 colored, and this is a parity flip. So I need to parity both of those 2 pieces with those 2. And I'll do that on this side, so. Okay. All right. Whew. So there we go. So now I've 6 colored all the edges around the threads on the way out. And so now I think the only thing left to do is to figure out how to match them up over on this side. And if you notice, oh, nice. Good job. That's awesome. So if you notice, the orange thread coming out here has blue when it crosses over, and so does the yellow thread. And those are both like correct in terms of the thread that's going into that place actually should be yellow. So I want to match these up with blue here, and then these other 2 are off. So I need to do an edge perm to turn this one green, turn that one orange, and let's see. That one looks good. That one looks good. So yeah, I think maybe I just want to perm. I want to switch those 2 with each other. Yeah. So this is Philippe. Let me write this alg down because it's really super helpful. Aha, so that turned this one orange, but not that one green. Interesting. That's because it's got a parity on it right now. All right, so let me show y'all Philippe real quick. Philippe is super useful for edge perms. So with Philippe, the move is to the point of Philippe is to flip this an edge completely upside down and keep it in place. So you lift it up here to the upper left. So let's say that this is if this is the left face, you want to do L prime. And then you lift the front edge up as well. So you do F. And you turn this one over to where you just lifted up into. So then that's U prime. And now you drop L. And then you drop F prime. Okay. So the result of that is the orange and blue edge is completely flipped upside down, but stayed in place. Now you've messed up other stuff around it, but you don't really care about that so much because all you're going to do is bring another edge into position here, and then undo the flip. So say I bring this red and blue, let's do a half twist. So I bring red and green in here, and now I undo Philippe. So I do this, I do the opposite in reverse. So I want to read this way, right? So this one reads that way. The reversing it reads backwards. So I want to do F, L prime, U, F prime, L, and that turns this edge right back upside down, and it fixes all the stuff that we messed up. And now I'll do a half twist again. And if you notice, the orange and green piece came down here. The piece that was here is now up here, and the piece that was here is back there. So that permed those 3 edge pieces there. And it's super useful for quick edge perms between 2 edges. But what you end up with is a parity on the edge that you perm into. And so sometimes you have to fix that. Like in this case, these 2 edges are upside down. And actually, I think if I do these 2, then it'll also make an edge perm. And I like to use Philippe to fix when you have 2 edge parity issues. So I'll show you all how to do that real quick. So I want to perm these 2 pieces with each other. And the quick way to do that is just go ahead and turn this upside down so that this piece is down here. So I'm going to do Philippe, L prime, F, U prime, L, F prime. And now I'll slide this piece in, undo Philippe, and slide that row back. And it connected this this thread up. And now this one is turned upside down. So those 2 need to switch with each other. Those have a parity, and so do these 2. So now I'll just line those 2 up. I'll do Philippe here. Bring both edges in. And when I undo Philippe, it'll flip these 2 and leave these 2 flipped. So watch this. Those are fixed. This one now matches the thread. That one matches the edge that it looks like. This one matches the edge, and that one matches the thread now. So when I turn this back around, that thread matches up. All right. So these threads look good. These 2 look good, but these 2 look bad. And those 2 look good, but those 2 look bad. So I think what I need to do, let's see, I want this to be yellow. And I want this to be green. So these 2 edges need to switch with each other. So I'm going to bring this one here and send this one back. And there's a parity flip right there. All right, so these 2 need to flip with each other. And I know, because I've already done this pattern before, that I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'll end up with the parity over here as well. So I'll do the same thing here. That's Philippe. I'm going to send it back and undo Philippe. And now I have a parity here. Let's see. And a parity here. So I do Philippe. And now bring both those edges around. And undo Philippe. And send them both back. And that fixes both the parities at the same time. So now when I look at all the edges, all the thread edges are solved and consistent with the thread color. And now if you look here, these come in pairs as well. So those 2 red can be connected with a little red edge here. And then these 2 whites can be connected with a little white edge there. And that'll finish the braid pattern. So that's it. That's all that's left. And then cleaning up, there's going to be some extra mess around here. And you might notice that this pattern, the shape here, no longer looks like these other 2. And that's because I did a parity flip on 2 edge pieces here, on 2 of the wing pieces. And that messed up 4 of the columns here. So I need to fix those. Let's see, what's the easiest way to do that? It's going to be annoying. Might just do it from scratch. I think I will. All right. So what we want here is let's see, this is under, so it's going to be, this thread's going to go over here, so I want blue, blue, blue. All right, and I'll do that with, I'll accomplish that with infinity algs. Let's see. So there's a blue one, and I want these two to be blue as well. All right, here's a blue corner. Okay, and then I want that to be blue. And let's see, that's all the way over here. Okay, I can manage. So I'm going to do 2 infinity algs to bring that blue piece all the way around here. Okay. All right, so now this thread's connected, and I want to get this yellow, I want to turn this blue piece yellow because it's kind of, it's making the thread look like it's going to keep going, and I want it to turn here, so I don't want it to keep going. So let's do that. There we go. So I put this blue piece that was here right there. All right, and then I want these two to be yellow. And let's see, that, or sorry, white rather. There's a white one there, so I want to put that white one here. I'll do that with infinity alg. So this is going to be white, and now I'll replace this piece with that one. So I lift that out of the way, turn and drop that white piece down in here. And now when I put that back, it looks like I haven't changed that, but it's actually a different white piece that's down in there. And I inserted the white piece right there. And now I want a white piece here. Let's see. There it is. All right. So now those threads are connected all the way around that corner. Success. All right. So now I want to get these out of the way, away from the thread, just so that it looks a little bit cleaner. So I'll start with this guy right here. It looks like, yeah, I can just push it all the way over here. There we go. So I moved it from here to there. And now the threads are a little bit cleaner looking. And then maybe I can get this guy over there. So, all right. There we go. And then maybe get this one out of the way. Let's see, bring it over here. Yeah, we can do that. So I'm just pushing these extra pixels away from my nice braid thread right here. Okay. And now let's do that over here. Let's see, we want, this is under thread, so now it needs to go over. So I want white, white, white there. So I want this one to go there. That's pretty easy. Just one infinity algorithm with 1 pixel to get that there. And then I want a white corner here. Looks like we've got one. All right, so those are 3 whites. And then I want to push these pixels, these extra pixels away and turn these 2 red. And it looks like I can grab a red one from here and put it right there. And then put another red one right here. Ah, here it is. There we go. All right, so the threads are connected. Now I need to get these extra pixels away. So, it's a convenient way to do that. Yeah, this is kind of a tricky way to do this. So all I'm doing is a corner perm algae, or sorry, an edge. Let's see, no, corner reorienting algae that actually turns the middle block in half. It gives it a half turn after you do it 3 times, and then
let's see, I'll get this pixel out of the way. There we go. All right. So now that's a little bit cleaned up there. And I'll leave that stuff there just for a bit. And then finally, we want to connect these two. So we want these three to be red and those 2 pixels to be blue, and then we're done. And oh, look at there. I already got the 2 blue pixels over here, so there we go. And then now I need red and red, and then we're done. Well, kinda. I mean, you're never done cubing, but and now I want a red there. Let's see. Okay, so these pixels are a little bit annoying being so close to this corner here. So yeah, I'll just do that trick again where I push them to the other half. There we go. All right. Hey, Tingman. Good to see you there. I'm just finishing up a thread pattern here. It's the braid that I posted this morning. So let's see here. I think it is a successful reproduction. There we go. And on the back, I didn't completely do the cleanup on the back, just because that is a little bit time consuming. Looking for a tripod. Ah, here they go. So you've got all these extra pixels. Hi, Tom. You've got all these extra pixels, and what I did with the pattern from this morning, I just kind of turned those into some crossed hooks. And there's actually, whenever I have a 6-color pattern and there's a perm of 3-color pixels, I always try to fix that, just because it kind of, I don't know, that's a little bit of my OCD going on. But yeah, I'll fix that. Yeah, okay. Now it's all just red, white, and blue. And it also bugs me when you have enough pixels to just get a solid thing, and you don't perm those. So I'll probably perm those now as well. So let's see. And then there we go. Okay, so now these are all one color at least. But what I did before was I just made them the same pattern on all 3 of those, and it just gives it a little bit of a a more finished look. So I mean, because they're extra, right? Like, you don't they're not a part of the pattern for me. The sorry, I'm capping my marker. The braid pattern is what is the point of this, and so to have the braid pattern connected and then the colors match up on the other side is good. And then I just prefer for these to look uniform in some way, as opposed to kind of junky and 3 different shapes. This little, I don't know, it's like a fish or a squid shape is kind of cool looking, though. I dig that. that actually reminds me of a post that I made a few weeks ago of there's a meat shop nearby that has or cheese and meats. It's got really good deli meats and cheeses, and I go there and get prosciutto from those guys, and it reminded me of they have two shepherd's hooks because their name is Half Shepherd, and so the pattern from this morning, I think I was just trying to kind of mimic that with those little hooks. It kind of reminded me of those, so that's what I thought to do. Anyway, well, thanks for joining me here today, and let me share this process with you. I don't know, I guess I used about a dozen algs, different specific algorithms. The 3-side infinity algorithm is really, really useful. The 2-sided infinity algorithm is really, really useful for the 6 coloring. And then you do 3-side again to permute the 6 colored threads. And then the edge perming, which requires Philippe. And here's Philippe again, in case y'all want to write it down. Oh, sorry, it's going to be backwards. Sorry. Well, this one, the reverse should read a little bit better this time, this way. So that's Philippe in the forward direction, and then this one is going to undo Philippe if you go in reverse, if you go from right to left. And that algorithm is super helpful if you have 2 edge parodies. Use Philippe, replace the whole edge, and then undo Philippe, and you can replace it back. Flip another one back. I think that one's super helpful. I use it a lot. But yeah, like there's a bunch of little algorithms that I used here and there that I didn't explicitly talk about, but the 3 big ones today were Philippe and the two types of infinity algorithms. So Steve, with you yesterday, or whenever we talked, the infinity algorithm that I showed you then is a 3-sided infinity algorithm, which is different from a 2-sided infinity algorithm. And if you look in my Instagram stories at the top of my page, there's the algs thing, and I can actually show it to you. In the algs tab, stories tab, there's no, it's not that one. Let's see. It's got 4. Yeah, this one right here. This is the 2-sided infinity alg. So all I'm going to be perming between is this green face, that blue pixel, and it perms with orange, and the orange goes to red, and red comes down to blue. And so with that one, instead of an equator and a meridian, you use 2 meridians. And the face turn in between is really similar to with the 3-face infinity algorithm, which uses an equator and a meridian. But this allows you to perm 3 pixels between just 2 faces. And that one, I think, is really helpful for that really precise control of single pixels. Hi, Daily Cubing. I'm just finishing up here, so I'll post it in my IGTV if you want to see the whole post. In short, this thing. This is what I did today. So please feel free to go watch it in my IGTV videos. Here, it should be posted in like 3 or 4 minutes. So, all right. Yes, for sure. Take care of yourselves. Bye.